Cam Jurgens was great. It had his worst game in versus the Cowboys this week, his worst graded game. He graded out a 20 in pass blocking. He is awful this year. Cam Jurgens blows this year. He blows. He might be a worse contract than Saquon Barkley if he can't get it together.
Cam Jurgens is the third. Cam Jurgens is the third worst among all centers in pass protection in the NFL this year. We bring in the man from Birds 365, my friend, Big Zander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
How am I doing? Woo! I ain't too shocked what I'm seeing here. I gave Zander this stat here. First three series, 25 plays, almost 200 yards, averaging 64 yards per series. Last 8 of the game, 34, 100 yards. You averaged 13 yards per series in 4 plays. Explain this one to me, my friend. 21-point lead, and you had it collapse.
Yeah. I a lot of takeaways from this game, man. And I think people who watch our show sales are ready for these type of things because that we don't sugarcoat this team like a lot of other people. A lot of Eagles fans live in delusion land, and you see it when me and you have one critique of the team and they're 8-2 and everybody gets their panties in a bun. You guys are crying, you're 8-2, shut up. This team has flaws, and they were realized even more so yesterday. I think the biggest flaws, or my biggest takeaways, at least from this game, there's micro and then there's macro, right? You analyze the game, and then you kind of look at the bigger trends and the bigger things of the season. They can't run the ball. You've been telling me all year. John's been telling me all year. I've been trying to say it's not Saquon. I don't know what the case is. They'll get it going. This is who they are. You're 12 games in or 11 games in, and you cannot run the football. And look, I'll sit up here and criticize Jalen Hurts when I feel it's necessary. There's not many quarterbacks in pro football that will be great week in and week out without a good running game.
Correct.
Okay, that goes back to 1920 when the NFL was founded. Okay, you need a good running game, and we don't even it's not that we don't have a good running game. We have an objectively awful running game. Awful. We cannot run the football. That's problem number one. The second problem I see with the game is this is an undisciplined football team that continues to shoot themselves in the foot. To me, that's a culture thing. To me, that's an undisciplined thing. To me, that's a lack of focus. To me, that's a lack of holding yourself accountable. All of that crap. I mean, you have 14 penalties in a football game. Jalen Hurts could have thrown for 500 yards and completed 100% of his pass. 14 penalties for 96 yards. You're not beating good teams that way. 7 offensive penalties, 1 on A.J. Brown, 1 on Matt Pryor, 4 or 5 on the offensive line. You're not winning big football games with that type of approach. That's a horrendous. And I think I get it. It's players. But that's on the head coach from a sense of the focus and the discipline and the approach to the game every single week. 14 penalties is absolutely pitiful. The other thing I'll say,
and when he constantly parades around promoting that is my problem with it. You go around promoting that.
Tough detailed together.
Yeah, all of that. Dude, get this, Zander. Add one more context to this. 476 in total yards you gave up. And to what you just said, and you gave him another 100. You basically gave him 600 yards of football for them to win that game and come back.
Yep, no doubt. So those are my first 2 takeaways. I got a few more I'll hit you with, and then we'll dive in. I'm sure you got some great questions after that loss. But I just want to give you guys all my takeaways. My third takeaway, and I don't mean this as much of an indictment as many in Eagle land are calling it, because most people, most of the simpletons, think that the 100% problem with the offense is 100% exclusively Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni. I don't view it like that at all. But I will say this. Kevin Patullo has been exposed to a certain extent. I don't think it's all on him. I don't think he's the only one to blame for this. But you're a rookie play caller. You're struggling with the ins and outs of the job. You're struggling with the ins and outs of having a feel for the game. You're struggling with basic things. And When your offense is ranked at the bottom and you don't go the distance, you don't get a free pass. When you have the most expensive offense in pro football and you don't go the distance, if this team were to not go the distance and your offense is ranked 25th, 26th, 27th, they've had 4 halves of football this year, Sileo.
Yeah.
4 halves of football where they haven't scored a point.
Yep.
4 halves.
I know.
It's pitiful. So, again, I'm not up here to say it's all Kevin Patullo. But right now, he looks like a one-and-done play caller. Whatever you think of him, he looks like a one-and-done play caller. Problem number 4, Nick Sirianni is struggling to handle the macro issues on the team. He does certain things well. They have a propensity to win games. He is struggling with handling the bigger, overwhelming issues. You know, we talk about all the time, in-game adjustments. How about in-season adjustments? I don't even need you to adjust in-game. How about coming out of a 4-game sample size and seeing, okay, this is a bad trend that we've picked up on this football team. Let's try and fix this. We have a bad trend here on the offensive line. Let's see if we can fix this. We can't run the football. Let's fix this. I don't see Nick Sirianni handling, and we just spoke about it with the penalties, I don't see him handling any of the macro issues well enough to where he's been. And my 5th and final point is, with all of these issues, I don't think Jalen Hurts is elite enough to overcome them all. And that's my 5th and final point, where he's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good player. He's not an elite player. And you're not going to overcome the lack of a running game. You're not going to overcome deficiencies on a play call. You're not going to overcome a head coach who makes boneheaded decisions at times. He needs a lot around him to be great. That's Jalen Hurts. That's been that way since he was an 18-year-old guy at college. And I don't think he has the elite ability to overcome some of the deficiencies that this football team has. At least I haven't seen it this year.
I saw Dak throw the Cowboys out of trouble. I saw Jalen Hurts not hold off trouble. And I'll even put this in here. The same things you just talked about with Nick. I saw in 23 how he handled with Desai, Patricia, Johnson.
Yep.
What's different? You know what it is different? The coaches on the defensive side. I'm going to agree with you on one thing you said to me. Okay. I'm sorry, Zander. As a defensive guy, when somebody says to me, you gave up 24 unanswered points and 476, I'm sorry, dude. I'm going to sit in my defensive room and go like this. Don't ever come in my room and tell me we fucking played well when we did that. You do have context, though, because you went like this. Sills, don't you think the offense with the things you showed me with the 8 series after the first 3 played a factor? There's the margin of error, Zander, that I've been talking about. They couldn't overcome it, the defense even. And then when you had injuries because you're not deep at certain places, remember on Friday I told you this? You think you're deep enough. I asked you that. You think you're deep enough at safety, corner, and edge. Didn't that rear its head in that game on
100%.
Sunday?
100%. Now, I don't think that's an only Eagle issue. Like, don't you agree? Like, if most teams, if they lost the safety and the corner, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the NFL.
That's why
but
last year's team was.
And I appreciate your point on the defense because, like, zoomed in, if you're like Vic, you're like, this is unacceptable. 476 yards, 2,400 answer point. But when you zoom out and you look at the game, it's a team game. There's multiple sides of the ball. Anybody who expects this defense to just bail this offense out every single week, 41 minutes of 0 points from the offense. The defense can only do so much. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and say, Sileo, they played great. I agree with you. You're a defensive guy. You're going to look at 476 yards, 24 points, 21 in the second, or 20 or 17 in the second half, and say, bullshit, we played like dog water. But I think the other context has to be added in there when you look at the full scope. And, you know, you just added in an interesting element. Now you're going to really see it because Makuba is getting surgery. Reed Blankenship probably, we don't know yet. If he's out on Friday, remember, we got a short week. Adoree Jackson probably won't clear the protocol. Lane Johnson's obviously not going to play in that football game. Cam Jurgens was great. It had his worst game in versus the Cowboys this week, his worst graded game. He graded out a 20 in pass blocking. He is awful this year. Cam Jurgens blows this year. He blows. He might be a worse contract than Saquon Barkley if he can't get it together.
Cam
So you add all
Jurgens
that
is the
together.
third.
Cam
Jurgens is the third worst among all centers in pass protection in the NFL this year.
I mean, it's pitiful. This offense, if they don't not only carry their weight, but carry more than their weight, this team's not going the distance. They can't rely on the defense to do it all every week. They can't. You think scoring 3 touchdowns in the first 3 drives and then just taking the rest of the day off offensively? I mean, that's ridiculous. And I get it. You're right. Defense could have done better, but most defenses aren't holding there.
No. I think your context is correct. I think
but I think your point's still correct too. I mean,
right. I mean, there was just too much sudden change.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's the first time I've really been looking at the team, and I've obviously talked about the issues. We talk about them all the time. We get hate mail every day because we talk about it. But I think this is the first time that most people are like, yeah, this team is not it right now. And if this team wants to go back and win, I think
even though
the biggest Jalenites are saying that.
Yeah, but I think you said something today that keeps you in the room. Is there anybody in the NFC that you fear? No.
NFL.
No. Can you beat anybody? Yes. There's no 2024 Eagle roster in this league right now. There's
100%.
None of that. There's just none of that. I think could they still make it to the NFC Championship game? Absolutely. Okay, and by the way, Zander, here, wait, hang on. I didn't learn anything new about the Eagles. I think everybody else is learning about them now. That loss to me, okay, I get it. It's Cowboys, you dropped it. But when you don't have a running game, you can't control the clock. And if you can't control the clock, you allow possessions to be stolen by the other team. Bro, guess what? Dallas took that game from you. They didn't steal it. They took it from you.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
That's the troubling part of it. They took.
Well, that's why I put that number 1. And there's a couple other issues, by the way, I want to get into kind of the nitty gritty of the big picture things that I just mentioned on the 5 things. But you get into the you get into the nitty gritty of some of this stuff too. Have you noticed the operational issues on this offense?
Completely.
Every single. I want people to go back and I rewatched the game today in between shows. I want everybody to go rewatch Jalen Hurts get into the huddle. Every single play. 15 seconds left on the play clock. That thing starts at 40.
I know.
15 seconds. He gets into the huddle. They break the huddle at about 10, 11, 12 seconds. He gets up to the line. He makes one pre-snap read. He gets everybody set. And boom, final second, they snap the ball. You know what else that does? Not only does that create more penalties with your offensive line, with your receivers lining up wrong, with all of the alignment stuff. You know what else it does? It makes life easy for the D lineman. You are a defensive tackle. What's easier than knowing when they're going to snap the ball every single play? You can have a jump like there's no tomorrow. And that's why you saw the interior of that defensive line wrecking our interior. They had to jump every single play.
Can I tell you a little secret that's easy that I told Clint? I told Clint Hurt this last night on text. Bro, they do not use hard count at all because they're too late to the line of scrimmage.
There's no questioning for the defensive line.
There's no hard count.
They just go.
Hut. There's none of that.
That to me is on the coaches.
I watched that too. So here's what they do. Nick and what's his name? Kevin Patullo, they confer. They get the play in. Hurts does this. He hears it. Then he looks down at his wrist. And he looks down at the thing. By the time you're fucking there, you're 12 seconds. You get to the line of scrimmage. Do you know what that does to old lineman? Okay, so an old lineman does this. You get to the line of scrimmage. Why did you see the guards standing up more so than ever before in this game?
Right.
Was why? Because the Cowboys put a 5 front on them. So the guards got confused. When you get to the line of scrimmage like that, all the Dallas Cowboys had to do was this. Go from a 3 to a 2 to a 2 to a 1. That fucks up the band protection. That fucks up where pressure's coming from. That also screws up the run zones that you're going to run in. And before you know it, you're running into a brick wall. Dude, you're telling me you can't figure out a 5-man front with that old line and that coach. Are you buying what I brought up? Mark Trestman brought this up, and I think this is on with Kevin Patullo. I go, what's the number one thing you had to do as a coordinator? I had to be on the same page with my O-line coach in run protection or pass protection and run blocking. I think there's a disconnect. You think Jeff Stoutland's turned into a shitty coach overnight? I don't think he's turned into a shitty coach.
Look at him, though. Dude, he's the offensive line coach and the run game coordinator. Offensive line blows, run game blows.
Who's calling the plays?
I'm just saying, all the people, we call out Patullo, we call out Hurts, we call out all the run game stinks, offensive line's been shoddy at best. Well, the coaching those two things is, the other thing I think that could be happening there is I think they've underinvested because they've bought into the Stoutland narrative. I think they've underinvested in the offensive line as compared to how they used to invest in it.
Gave too much, do you think?
Yeah, credence to Jeff Stoutland will make garbage to gold every time. I mean, look at it. Look at who your backups are.
Terrible.
Pryor, Kendall Land. These dudes. They had to trade for Fred Johnson. They let him walk. Cam Williams, Miles Hinton, all these 6th, 7th round draft picks. 5th round draft picks.
I want to get your opinion on this. This was just sent to me. Nick Sirianni at the press conference today said he thought Kevin Patullo did a good job yesterday in calling plays.
Yes, I heard him.
He's not thought about changing the play caller. Feels the coaches here have had success. I like the offensive effort, and I like what we did.
You know why he's saying that? Because he's running what Nick wants him to run. And he's running what the offense has created around the quarterback. There's an offense that's created in Philadelphia.
No, Sirianni said that. Sirianni said that about.
People don't want to accept this, though, Sills. They keep saying to me, you know how many times a day I get in my DM, well, why don't we have better route concepts? Why don't we run these different route concepts? They've established they don't want a complex passing offense. What don't people understand about this? We talked about this a week ago. It's like a point guard who can't shoot a three-pointer. It's like a point guard who can't go left.
Remember Greg Cosell said it's the most elementary offense he's ever seen, and he doesn't understand why.
That's why. That's why this offense has these crappy plays, and that's why Nick is saying he's fine. Because Kevin's doing what they're asking him to do.
Wow.
Now, I don't agree with it. I think they should open it up, but that's why they're doing it, because 23 Hurts had a major turnover count, and 24 the first 4 games, he had 7 turnovers in the first 4 weeks. After that, they switched. When they switched, they started winning football games. They've never gone back. They don't believe the best way to win in Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts as a quarterback is to have a high-volume passing attack. That's why they run this BS passing game with the same route concepts, the same hitch routes, the same bullshit over and over again. Now, people are not going to want to hear that. Incoming hate mail, incoming all the bullshit. That's what it is.
He's limited.
I know that's the case.
Here's something to your point. So AJ gets 9 targets in the first quarter. He gets 3 of the rest of the
time. Wasn't that many, but
what?
He had 5 catches on 7 targets, I think, in the first quarter. He didn't get targeted again until the fourth quarter.
Why'd you stop doing that?
Exactly. And people are telling me, see what happens when AJ gets his targets? I'm like, bull fucking shit. When AJ gets his targets, we go up 21-0. That's what happened when AJ got his targets.
They were owning the Cowboys with him.
They were crushing them.
They could. Do you think the Cowboys could have I didn't think the Cowboys defended him the entire game when he went. Bro, when they went away from him, I went, you're helping Dallas get back in the game. It made no sense. I'm like, why did they stop going to him? Here's what they did. They pulled back, to your point, in that risk-averse thing, where they went like this. We got a 21-point lead. We're going to play defense. We're not going to turn the ball over. And they were playing not to lose. Well, guess what? Dak Prescott threw him out of trouble.
Yeah,
I thought
remember how hard that is when you can't run the ball. Now, if you go and look at the pass concepts in the second, third, and fourth quarter, when they were running the ball, I know they didn't become overly conservative in the sense of just running the ball and those type of things. They were not forcing the ball. In the first 3 drives, Jalen Hurts completed most of his passes over the middle of the field, in between the numbers. Most of his passes to A.J. Brown, same thing. They stopped doing that. They clammed it up. They shelled it up. Dallas changed. They had the 5-man fronts that were taking away the run game. The offensive line couldn't do crap about it. They were getting pressure on Jalen. Nothing worked. Nothing worked after that. And the penalties, I mean, come on. We referenced it at the open, but they ruined. I mean, we had a great drive in the second half where Dallas Goedert got the ball all the way down to the 30-yard line, all the way back from a fucking prior penalty. I mean, those penalties, again, we talked about it already in the open, but people will act like they didn't hear it. You aren't going to beat anybody.
Anybody.
14 penalties. Nobody.
Stall drivers.
Yeah, I don't care if Jalen was.
Time.
I don't care if Jalen was 40 for 40 for 500 yards. You're not beating a team with 14 penalties and 100 yards of penalty.
I don't care if you have Barry Sanders back there. You're not doing that.
You're not doing it.
All right, I'm gonna put it to you now, Zander. You know, you and me have had conversations off the air about this. It is November 24th, Turkey Week. I think the cement's being poured. I think the foundation's being set up. Bro, you don't make it to Santa Clara, A.J. Brown's your boy.
Yeah.
That's the guy that's going to be out front next to the Rocky statue. And there's your guy that people are going to blame. Do you agree?
100%. I've already heard it on good authority from people inside the room. It's going to happen. It's who they want to scapegoat. They don't like the way he handles it anymore. That goes from the owner on down. They are upset with his handling of things. That's not to say they disagree with him about the problems. They disagree with his handling of the problems. And in a very Eagle fashion, right? In a very Eagle fashion. Sometimes this organization, guys, they're very unlikable. The more you learn about them, they become very unlikable. I know people don't want to hear that, but that's just the blatant truth. I hear some of these stories from the people who work in there, who are in the building every day, from John, from all the other people. Instead of fixing the problem, they're going to kill the messenger.
That's right.
Get the messenger out of here. Get AJ. We don't like the way AJ Brown spoke in the media, so get him out of here instead of addressing the problem. It's classic Eagles. It's what they're going to do. Anybody with two eyes can see it's coming, and they're going to scapegoat. In fact, I'll go this far. They might scapegoat AJ Brown before they even scapegoat Patullo. And Patullo is an easy guy to scapegoat.
Oh, yeah. Because the messaging of Patullo being head coaching candidate, that came out of the Eagle organization.
100%.
I mean, they're not – Nick said it today. They're not disappointed in him. He's doing what they're telling him. AJ, here, get this, guys. Here's the problem. AJ Brown being right doesn't mean you keep your job.
Yep. It's like you always say. Yeah. Your wife always tells you, congratulations, you're right. You're fired.
You're fired. You're not working Monday. That's why in my house, my wife goes, do you want to really go down that lane? Because guess what? Do you want to work Monday?
Well, that's why JAKIB is not run that way, because I hate that mentality on life.
Well, that's the life of the media.
It's very prominent, and I think that's what's going to happen here with AJ Brown. So, look, I hope everybody understands what they're asking for. When they say they don't like AJ Brown, they're tired of him, get him out of here, okay? Before we got AJ Brown is the best receiver we've ever had in Philadelphia for an extended period, ever. Now, he's not better than Terrell Owens, but Terrell Owens was here for 1 year. Let's call a spade a spade.
A career, I mean.
Yes.
100%. 1 year.
Super Bowl champion, multiple time All-Pro, 1,500+ yards. I mean, come on, guys. This guy's going to go, and we're all going to be sorry. It's ridiculous. It gets me so pissed off thinking about it. I'm not even going to lie to you. It gets me pissed off. They're going to scapegoat the hell out of AJ Brown. And by the way, the worst part is all the fan base. Oh, they're gonna eat it up like it's a birthday.
Oh, they're gonna eat him alive.
Oh, it's gonna be like pudding. They're gonna eat it and eat it and eat it. They're gonna come in here, screw AJ. He's this. T.O. 2.0. He's a diva. He's this.
This will be worse than Owens.
They're gonna turn on him like they did on Gardner Johnson. Same thing. Gardner Johnson's a great player. Why'd they get rid of him? Oh, he's got a big personality. I don't give a shit. The guy can play football. And by the way, he's coming to town this week on Friday. We don't have a damn safety to put on the field. They got the guy that we let walk out the building for nothing, a guy we went to 2 Super Bowls with. But the Eagles organization couldn't handle it because he had a big mouth. Shut up, man. I hate that. And that's the thing. By the way, this is the same, very different topic, but it's the same reason I like Shedeur Sanders. Not because I think he's going to be a superstar quarterback. I like people who upset the common the way it is. I like people who come in and do it their fucking way. They're not going to speak how you want them to speak. They're not going to do it the way you want them to do it. They're not going to oblige by all of your bullshit rules. He's going to do it his way, and you're going to have something to say about it. I love people like that. Eagles don't.
No way. How do you think Hurts played?
I think he played all right. I mean, he played good for 3 drives. I mean, I don't think all of the drives after that, in that 40 minutes were on him. I think there's context. But anytime you're the quarterback of a football team and your offense doesn't score for 41 minutes a game, 41 minutes and 30 seconds, Sills. That's how long they played without scoring. When you're the quarterback of that team, you get blamed. That's just the nature. Yes, your name is on it. Yeah, and somebody said this last night in the post-game show. They're like, where are all the people who tell me Jalen Hurts is elite all the time? Isn't this what you expect of an elite player? When you have these issues, you overcome them. When you need a score, when you have a drive at the end of the game, you go and convert and go get the field goal. Isn't that what you expect of elite players? Or no, we just have a mediocre quarterback that's a part of the winning. So we got to have a come to Jesus conversation here because it can't be both.
No,
it can't be both. So you go 41 and a half minutes with no points on the board. Yeah, I think Jalen was a C-.
Yeah, okay. C-, sure.
Threw the ball well in the first 3 drives, and that's it. When disappeared after that.
Those penalties are on him too, because like you said, your
Some
name's on it. Your name's on the offensive unit, right?
Well, it's interesting, AJ in his post-game press conference, which again you can already see the fan base. AJ Brown has this 7-minute press conference Sills after the game. All right, in the locker room, he's mopey and miserable for 6 minutes and 50 seconds. There's a 10-second period of the 7-minute interview where a reporter, it sounded like he was laughing or something, and AJ looked at him, and it was like a little moment where he thought something would happen that didn't happen, and he smiled at him. And then all of Eagles fans all over Twitter take a screenshot of him smiling and say, look at this diva. All he cares about is his targets. He doesn't care that we lost the game. I'm like, you guys are such simpleton losers. It's already happening. They're already scapegoating the guy. It's going to happen. And oh man, I'm going to be so pissed off at it. I'm going to be so pissed off at it, Sills.
And you're going to be nothing left but the bones. And you're going to be watching it in front of you with a player that's a generational player on your team, and you're going to eat him alive. I mean, and get this, for being right, you're going to eat him alive.
Yep. Kill the messenger and don't fix the problem. Classic Eagles.
Then to try to cover it with another guy to bring him in, because remember,
that's what they did at safety.
Players and coaches are interchangeable with them dudes. I mean, that's exactly what's going to go down this way here. How do you feel about this? John thinks you're blowing the Bears out Friday.
We're not blowing the Bears. John's on. I don't know what he's smoking. Blowing the Bears out. With who? Who have we blown out?
No one. Giants.
Oh. No. The Bears are 8-3. Winners of 4 straight. First in the NFC North. 6 straight comeback.
Did they not kill that Cowboy team too?
They beat the Cowboys. Bears are a solid squad. Ben Johnson is a great coach. Ben Johnson has completely changed. Talk about culture. You want to talk about a real culture change? He's changed the culture in Chicago.
I can't remember.
They got 3 guys coming in. DeAndre Swift's been great for them. Kevin Byard's been great for them. CJ Gardner-Johnson's been great for them. Those are 3 former Eagles coming in here on Friday. All right? That's a tough game on Friday. You got no Lane Johnson. You got no Andrew Makuba. We don't know yet on Reed Blankenship. You can probably assume Adoree Jackson's not out there, which means you're missing 2 guys in the secondary. What are they going to do with Coop? Who's going to be your second safety? I mean, dude, if Reed Blankenship doesn't play, you understand that their safeties are going to be
Sidney Brown,
and Michael Carter.
Yeah.
Or Andre Sam.
And your corner's Keeley.
And I know the Bears don't have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, but they got DJ Moore. They got Luther Burden. They got Rome Dunze. They got the 2 tight. They got Cole Kmet. They got Colston Loveland. They got a tandem of running backs in Mungie or whatever his name is, and DeAndre Swift. They got weapons. And Caleb Williams, for all his faults, and I think he's a little bit of a goofy, he will escape the pocket and make a play. And sometimes that's a kryptonite for a defense like this.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
So, I think that's going to be a close game. I'm not yet sure who I'm picking in that game.
Think Barkley's
a bad spot for the Eagles.
So do you think it's Barkley that's lost it, or do you think it's the O-line that's lost it?
I think the O-line lost it more than Barkley did. I think Barkley's overthinking.
I agree with you.
Dancing too much. I don't think Barkley has physically lost it.
Do you agree with me? And what's that guy's name, the wide receiver that Angelo brought up, the former wide receiver for the Eagles? Guess he works on Philly NBC.
Jason Avant.
Yeah, Jason Avant. How about this? I know I see some business decisions going on out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like you don't want to get hit.
Like, dude, you're a running back. Like, you're a 235-pound running back. Like, your job is to put your shoulder into somebody and move them 2 yards. Like, that's what your job is. It's not to dance around everybody.
Business decisions, like business moves. Like, you don't want to get hit and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get it. Yeah, it's so many hits, but, bro, you think it was a mistake? Hey, do you think Howie made a mistake on extending him?
On Barkley? It was a thank you. It wasn't a future extension. It was a thank you. Rose the team to, unprecedented relevance, put him on every commercial, made Jalen Hurts the face of did Jalen Hurts' play make him the face of Jordan last year and, the number one commercial guy in the offseason and put him on the View? Does anybody think that was all Jalen Hurts' play? Or was that Saquon Barkley who ran for 2,505 yards or whatever it was? Most in NFL history. Let's call a spade here. Barkley rose that team
elevated
to a new level. Yep. And in terms of perception, value, public, all that, everything. That was a thank you. That was a thank you to Saquon. And
I'm going to give you one guy that I'm going to continue to say that. How about this? I'm going to finally admit it here on November 24th. Now, I don't know what this means in the future. Dude, I'm wrong on Dean. He's fucking great.
He's a beast. You're not wrong about the injuries.
He's fucking really good, though. I mean, had another sack. It's 3 weeks in a row now. He's had a sack. They're blitzing him. All the bullshit that went on. God dang, man. Can he play ball? He runs to the football. I'm getting in that lane now, Zander, where I got to try to make something work with that kid. I don't know if I can let something like that roll out the building.
Yeah, I agree. And by the way, what about who are you paying, him or Nolan Smith?
Nolan Smith, goodbye. But you can't because Howie's not going to let a number 30 go.
I'm with you on that completely. I think they should pay Nakobe. Now, obviously, you got to wait and see. But I mean, if he's healthy when the season ends and he plays like this to the end of the year, I'm not letting that go.
I'm praying for him to be healthy so that they can get him the deal. I want to see what maybe it could be. Hey, how do you think Carter and Davis played?
Did you see him? I thought Davis actually played okay.
I thought Jordan was okay.
Jordan, I thought was good because he was clogging up the running lanes pretty well. I mean, there was a couple plays. Now, Javonte had a productive game. He didn't have an overly productive game. I think he had like 20 carries for, I don't know, not that many yards. I mean, he gets his 3-4 yards, but I thought Jordan did a good job up there for the most part. Well, the one I was really disappointed in was really Carter because I kind of was expecting Carter to wreck the game.
Yeah.
And by the way, remember, we talked about this.
Quentin Williams was a fucking horse in there.
He was a machine.
He was
a horse. Go watch the Saquon Barkley runs in that game. He only had 10 of them. Watch how many of them he's got to juke around and move away from Quentin Williams. Quentin Williams is a boss, man.
When you get this, I told my wife, I go, that guy's 325 pounds.
It's crazy.
He's got a washboard gut. He's not a fat guy. How great was he? I mean, I know he was at Alabama. Was he like that at Alabama where he was throwing guys all over? He was throwing people all over the joint.
He was better at Alabama. At college level, he was a machine.
Man.
I know coming out of Alabama. He was one of my favorite players on the Bama team.
He was like the third player taken.
Dude, his college tape is insane. He wrecked people. Wrecked
Man.
people.
But you agree that they won the line of scrimmage, Dallas?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think both sides.
Both sides, right?
Both sides. Yeah. That Cowboys offensive line is not bad.
How about Jerry getting the Cowboys better?
By the way, I agree with you 100%. And John, I don't know if you heard him this morning. John and Jeff were both, John brought up your take about how they got better. You think they got better, and you think that's an egregious take. I don't know how he doesn't see it. They got rid of a great player. They completely changed their defense by plugging guys in the middle, stopping the run, and now everything can build off of what they've done in the interior. It's the same way the Eagles have built. Why didn't the Eagles go and get an edge rusher until just now? They built out the interior. They built up their linebackers. They built up all of the other stuff, and then they added the big edge rusher with Jalen Phillips.
Okay.
That's what the Cowboys did.
But get this. John goes against what the Birds weren't 24. They didn't have an elite edge. They had elite tackles. And that's what the Cowboys did right now. They got Clark and they've got Williams. I mean, you had eight. You got better. You didn't have an elite edge. You went to the Super Bowl and won it. Hey, all these edge rushers, Zander, that get paid, they're all on losing teams. I don't get that. You're telling me you don't think – hey, do you think the Dallas Cowboy defense got better from week 1 to where they were yesterday? I do. Don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I know I see Prince crying in the chat that Jalen Carter was being held. Yo, Prince, I'm gonna tell you something right here. You know why he's not getting the calls, Prince?
Undisciplined,
and he's now got a reputation. So for all the people who say, yeah, spit on him, it's funny, who cares, blah, 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 I like his mentality. That's why, Prince. He's not going to get those calls ever, Prince. I'm not saying you're wrong, but what are you going to do, make an excuse? It's part of it.
Refs are like elephants.
Going to get rid of them.
Refs are like elephants and memories. They're not going to not forget that. You got 100%. A reputation. Hey, dude, 100%. You think Adama – hey, Prince, you think Adama Sue had a reputation his entire career? For all 16 years that he never got the benefit of the doubt? Adama Sue had that tag his entire
career. That's what
career.
Jalen Carter's going to have, and he's going to be fighting it forever.
Yeah. Refs don't forget that shit, dude.
Nope.
You made a comment today, Zander, that was sensational. We're going to get to the Supers in a minute. You said something that was so right. Your run game's not getting fixed.
No, I don't see any fix anytime soon. Lane Johnson's out. Cam Jurgens is 25%.
You got to throw the ball.
Yeah, good luck. This team is going nowhere if you become a passing team. This team is not.
Well, what's your choice?
I don't know.
Do you know your offense? Do you agree with this, what I said? Your offense is systematically destroying this team.
Well, here's the thing. If they start throwing the ball, they got to get rid of the risk-averse bullshit.
Completely. They got to change.
If you're going to throw the ball, you can't have this approach that you can never turn the football. You're going to have turnovers.
They lose the Bear game, they'll do it.
I don't know, dude.
If they lose the Bear game, that means they'll be
week 13. We're going into week 13, Sills. Not week 8. Week 13, bro. We are like in the back stretch of the season, if you can believe that.
No doubt. Oh, there's like 6 left, right? 7 left.
This season is going by so quick, man.
Do you agree with me? This offense is destroying the team in front of you because now the defense is starting to get piled up injuries. Bro.
Yeah, and the defense can't they can't bail them out on everything, man.
Nope.
They can't. Okay. Offense was great for the first 3 drives yesterday. Where did 0 points in 41 minutes? I mean, I get it. You're mad at the defense. Does anybody really expect the defense to hold?
No.
41 minutes?
No. I think you're
the number 1 passing attack in football?
Dude, that George Pickens.
That kid's a fucking beast.
Was he like that at Georgia?
Huh?
Was he like that at Georgia?
George Pickens? I mean, he was good. I don't think he was like that, dude.
Was he on the national title teams?
I think so, yeah. With
Jalen
Carter and them.
Yeah.
He got drafted in what, 22, I think?
Yeah. I think he was on the national title.
Maybe?
He went in the second round. Bro, would you make a Knicks handling of that game?
Poor, weak, 14 penalties. I think, again, he's losing his sense on the macro. I think I don't think Nick has
Well,
ever really.
Poor coordinators expose
If
his.
you think about it, though, Nick has never really had answers.
No,
Like when you have problems, that's what I said earlier.
not
On
a
the
problem solver.
Nick is struggling with the macro problems.
Yep.
24, he had Vic in the running game. 23, they collapsed and he had no response to it. 22, they went to the Super Bowl. They had 70 sacks, one of the most in NFL histories. Now 25, you have adversity. You're not able to run the ball as well. Your offense isn't clicking. There's no answers. It's the same shit every week, which is why I say to you, does anybody really believe they're going to change? You heard Nick today at the press conference. Ever thought about a change in play caller? Ever thought about? Haven't even considered it.
Thought he did well. That
I
was
just don't think it's going to change anything.
Hey,
I don't think it's going to
thought
change
he
anything.
did well. Let's get to the supers, my friend. By the way, please hit the like button, guys.
It's upsetting, it's upsetting because I think this team.
You know why, Zander? I don't think you mind losing games. I think you mind getting beat like that by the Cowboys.
Yeah. Dude, we haven't had a loss of that. They haven't had a collapse to that level since Andy Reid in 1999, I believe it was.
Wow. Worst loss in Sirianni's career?
Easily. His other biggest loss was by 15 points in 23. They were up by 15. They lost the game. That was the second highest. This was 21.
Man, I'm watching that game, and when they scored that 7 points going into half, I went like this. One more, you make it interesting. Sure enough, 24 unanswered, Zander.
Oh, by the way, one other thing we didn't talk about yet, and it was referenced, but specifically, we don't have Lane Johnson. So, like, anybody that thinks, like, we're going to just, like, get this thing on the road, like, Fred Johnson, did anybody watch him in that game? He was getting ragdolled.
Yeah.
He couldn't run block. He couldn't pass block. He was getting penalized. He is nowhere in Lane Johnson's arena. He is not Lane Johnson is on Pluto.
Yeah.
Fred is at the sun. I mean, they're not even fucking close. They're not even close. So we're going to turn around this run game without Lane Johnson on the field. We're going to become a passing team with Lane Johnson not on the field. Does any of that sound good to you?
No. All right, let's get to all these supers, Zander.
Cam Jurgens is your other biggest problem on that offensive line. He is awful right now. Awful. Let's go to the supers.
Let me do this. Let me ask you one last one. If you go into the April draft, you going where? I'm looking for a running back in the later rounds.
Sure.
I'm looking for offensive lineman, corner, and some safeties. No?
Yep. Yeah, I think that's right.
And then I think maybe a wide receiver too.
Maybe a wide out. Yep.
Okay, how about this? I think the way the season plays out, do you not agree, will determine that order.
I think they're going to, it wouldn't surprise me if they draft another quarterback too at some point around 3. Not that I think they're going to go all. I mean, did anybody hear Shady McCoy the other day? Now I know this is what fans do. They jump on Shady McCoy. You're not an Eagle. You're a hater. Instead of listening to what Shady was saying, they jump on him because they don't like the message. Jalen Hurts right now is not living up to what they want him to be living up to. Now, he's been successful. He's had good years. They're going to learn their lesson from paying for past performance with Saquon Barkley. They're not going to do it with Jalen. If Jalen doesn't come in here and lift this team to new heights, I'm not so sure that they're just going to roll out the red carpet for him to keep playing in Philly.
Here, to your point here. So do you have a problem with the Packers going from Favre, then drafting Rodgers while Favre was still there, and then drafting Love while Rodgers was there?
Jalen's not at that level yet.
No, but what I'm saying is that they were preparing for the afterlife of those guys.
We have a smart person in the chat. Let me give him credit. Deshay, thank you for using your fucking noggin, Deshay, because most people here do not. I heard him. Someone told Shady that. He's not talking out of his ass. Deshay, bingo, my friend. Anybody thinks Shady McCoy gets up on that and just says, they're not going to extend Jalen Hurts out of the backside of his ass. No, that is not what happened.
Can I tell you what?
Thank you, Deshay, for using your brain.
I wouldn't be shocked if Brandon Graham told him that.
I don't think it'd be BJ. I'll say that.
You think it'd be Lane?
Nope.
Maybe Big Dom. Maybe Big Dom here. Let's get to these supers, my friend. Hey, one thing about, my wife said about your team, Zander? My wife goes like this. She said this. It's kind of like Favre-ish. It's so fucking entertaining. You're going to have these swings like this. You're going to have all this. It's such a great book to read. It's the best book in football right now.
It's a better book when you're not.
Jeffrey Lurie must be very proud of this script.
It's a better book when you're not invested in the outcome.
All right. Fair enough.
Look at Roberto crying. Oh, ready? Shady's wrong. D-Jax is wrong. Derek Gunn's wrong. Hugh Douglas is wrong. Seth Joyner's wrong. How many more people are you going to say are frauds, Roberto? How many more people are you going to say are frauds?
I'll just tell you this, man. I've never wavered for 5 years, and here we are.
Well, you've been wrong to some extent.
With what? With Hurts?
Jalen would never win a Super Bowl. He did get the job done. Some of those things I think that you've owned up to you being wrong on.
I have, but I don't have it wrong on his skill set.
Yeah, I think that could be fair. I think that could be fair. Bruce says, what's up, Bruce? Are we having another Temu offseason? I don't think they can afford it.
No, dude. No. Your Temu offseason was so you're set. Remember what I told you in the offseason, bro? Remember one of my topics were to you is this. Do you think that they mortgaged the 2025 season for 6 and 7? All of you said no. Well, I think they did. I think they did mortgage it. Now, guess what? Rent's due. How you doing?
Bruce, we'll see, brother. Here's Riot. I think this is Josh. Josh, I know that's your name now. Xander, I told you this back when we played the Vikings, that this season will fall on whether or not Jalen can throw the football. This team was lost because of how we did this offseason. No competent OC or play caller. Agreed.
Totally, man. You got a training wheels OC. We've been saying it since day one. What made Kevin Patullo qualified for that job? We brought this up the entire.
If the season ended today, do you think they'd be bringing Kevin Patullo back? I don't.
Depends how the AJ thing goes.
Let's just play.
Remember, they don't like to be wrong, Xander.
Let's just play a scenario here for a second. If the Eagles lose in the wild card or the divisional round,
both are gone.
Same problem. By the way, the offense has looked like this for 12 weeks. Let's just assume it looks like this for the rest of the year. That's a safe assumption. Who's getting scapegoated? Only AJ?
No.
AJ and Patullo?
No.
Patullo fired, AJ traded. Quarterback, who do you got?
Oh, it's going to be the OC and the wide route.
Yep, that's how I see it too.
It's
going to Patullo will be fired and AJ will be traded.
Or maybe demoted.
Yeah.
They may not fire him because they like him. Dude, how do you release he's a head coaching candidate one week and all of a sudden the next week you're going to blow him out?
Maybe they're trying to plan shit for other teams to start looking at him.
Like they tried to do that for Brian too.
Here's Marshall. What's up, Marshall? Well, guys, I'll catch y'all next week. Birthday tomorrow. Headed to Philly for vacation. Enjoy, my friend. Can deal with the Cowboys glaze. Can't deal with the Cowboys glaze this week. Y'all be good. Oh, Marsh, you're not going Buttercup on me.
You offered us $1,000 not to put Mark Holmes on Wednesday.
I saw it. Yo, Marsh, you're not going Buttercup on me. We just got our ass beat, Marsh. Sometimes you got to tip the cap.
Wait a minute now. Marsh can't take the key. Marsh says he's all right. You know why? He can't take the Cowboys, dog.
He can't.
He goes, so I can't have that guy. You know why he's not tuning in on Wednesdays? Because he can't hear fucking Mark Holmes. My God, is Mark Holmes going to come off the top rope on Philly 500 on Wednesday, dude? By the way, Howard Eskins tomorrow too, by the way.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Here's we got a couple more. Prince, you love it, Prince. Rodriguez says they're fucking nuts if they re-sign Hurts. I don't know if they will. Khaled says trade AJ and give Pickens $40 million. Pickens isn't leaving Dallas.
He's a free agent, dude.
Like, this one I don't get. Kill's like Jalen Hurts resume. Playoff, Super Bowl. What are you doing this year? Playoffs again. Killer, that is not an individual accolade, my friend.
I don't
know what you're smoking.
Explain that enough.
That's not an individual accolade. Player contracts are earned off of individual performance, not team performance. Silio's been telling you this for 5 fucking years. You don't want to hear him. You don't pay contracts off of team success.
Never have.
The offense is another bottom offense, Killa. They were 29th last year. They're going to be in the bottom 5 again. If they don't reach expectations and you don't think there's going to be a conversation had, then I think you're smoking peyote.
Yeah, you're crazy.
You're smoking Aaron Rodgers shit. Here's trying to survive. What's up, brother? Stills, what makes Jalen Hurts so good? Any QB can hand the ball off, and the little they ask him to pass seems like he struggles due to view of field.
Well, I'm going to say it. I don't think Dallas Cowboys game has changed my opinion of him. He's got an innate ability to win games. And I don't think you can just shake away from that. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about pure skill set, bro, he's in the top 15 guys. But again, you can't escape when he's in moments. I was really shocked that they couldn't hold that lead. That was very un-Jalen Hurts-like. And to me, you know what? I'm going to say that's a one-off. Because for him not to hold that lead like that, I was more surprised with that, Zander. One of the things I was surprised with is that he didn't come through in the end, because usually he does. He holds – you win games like that usually, don't you think?
Yeah. No doubt. All right, let's keep rolling. We got a bunch of supers here. Thanks, everybody, for the supers. Cal, what's up, man? Imagine if the offense had it together and made our defense have less opportunities to get injured. I blame our shit offense. Me too. Me and you both.
You'd be like 24, bro.
We've been talking about this for weeks. The amount of strain they're putting on that defense, they're lucky the defense held this long. And by the way, the bad performance that they had, I mean, they still only held them to 24 points. Pretty good performance.
I was a little concerned when I saw Phillips show up last week on the injured list.
Yeah.
Because I think when somebody said something, Sills, did your boy play? And I'm like, remember, when healthy, I'm not – listen, you know me, man. He's a Kane guy. I'm all on his ass.
I know, but you also know his history.
I'm just saying that kind of concerned me that he was on that injured list.
Yeah.
Because he played like he had a little nicks in there, because he was a non-factor in that game against the Cowboys. And those tackles aren't that good.
Here's Moonlight. Sills, does Dean remind you of an old school era 2000s type?
Yeah, not really, because he's not big. Those 2000s dudes were 255, like Ray Lewis and them dudes. He's a new wave guy. He's a 205, 215 guy who can play in space. He's a fucking bullet, dude. Every single time. I'll tell you this too, Zander. They should rush him more. You know, like how they found out that Michael Parsons, I bet you that guy would be a decent edge rusher. I'd put him out there and see if he can come off the edge. He's fast as lightning out there, man. You need to move him around more. His speed is insane. By the way, how well do you think Bond played?
Good.
Okay.
I think he was an issue.
I think Bond was good. I don't have a problem with it. I thought the linebackers were good.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're on the field as much as you are. Your offense can't move the ball for 41 minutes. And there's still people in here. Oh, my God, why are you talking about Jalen Hurts? Guys, the offense didn't score points for 41 minutes. You think the quarterback shouldn't be any part of that conversation?
He played so
good.
Yeah,
so I love Philly, man, but sometimes y'all are some goobers, man.
They can't talk about the guy, man. Or
it's amazing.
You can't say anything negative about him.
The nickname of the boyfriend really works. It's their boyfriend.
It's their boyfriend.
They can't criticize their boyfriend.
That's right.
Don't tell my lady anything bad about me.
Some of the Glazed Donut Eagle fans, that's their 100%, boyfriend.
Man. Here's Marshall. How are we scapegoating a guy that bitches every week? I disagree with that thought. That guy, AJ, caused drama himself. So what's the bigger problem, Marshall? The way he delivered the message or the problem itself that he's talking about? You think it's the way he delivered the message. I think the problem is a bigger issue.
But the team is going to make the way he delivered it the bigger issue.
Oh, yeah, they are. But I'm trying to explain to Marshall how they're scapegoating.
Oh, well, yeah. The truth is going to set him free. He's going to be on a different ball team next year.
Anybody who's telling me after that game that A.J. Brown lost a step, yeah.
They couldn't defend him.
Yeah, stop. And then they bracketed him on the final 3rd and 2. And people are like, look, you got covered. You got covered.
Hey,
I'm like, bro, the linebacker bled over. They covered him on a simple slant route, and he wasn't there. Jalen didn't get to his progressions, and he got sacked 13 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It was a terrible sack.
Did I see him in the slot a couple times?
Yeah, absolutely. He was in the slot.
I was like this. You're not going to go one-on-one with that guy. Dallas can't defend him. They didn't throw it to him. I was like, how are you not single coverage? Dude, Dallas doesn't have a guy in the team that can cover him.
All right, we got 8 minutes. Let's go. We got to roll, bro. Here's 18. Reddick in 23 said upstairs wanted to change coordinators and to ask them. They ruined his image with his contract talks, then shipped him ASAP. I know these guys. I knew then these guys are North Korea. I love the Eagles stuff. You know, Jason, let me tell you something, Jason. Sometimes as a fan, growing up as a fan of this team and now working here and doing what I do and learning more about the industry and making more connections that I've made in the last couple months and talking to people, it's kind of upsetting because it really becomes easy to dislike the organization. The more you know, the worse it is.
I hate that in you. Yeah, you know why? Because you have such a great passion.
Well, I'm a realist. I'm not going to lie to myself.
No.
I'm not.
After a while, you know what? It's a dirty business sometimes, bro.
It's a goofy organization. Dirty business, but the organization specifically operates in an interesting manner.
Yeah,
not my favorite.
Sneaky and snaky.
Yep, sneaky, snaky, silence people. They don't want anybody going against them. The arrogance is through the roof. I mean, the holier than thou mentality. They ship people out. Anybody who disagrees, it's just weird. Pumper says, well, screw Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I said it. He's an effing fraud. All you bums who we call Jalenites, get bent and take a freaking hike. Pumper's been going off all day, dude.
I saw it. I saw it.
He was going crazy this morning.
I heard
it. Here's 18. All the scapegoating is already happening. Fans don't want to realize how grimy the organization really gets. They did it to Reddick for speaking out. 100%, 18. 100%. Here's Moonlight. Jake, make a GD field goal. He's missed 3 in the last 5 weeks.
I know.
He started perfect. He's missed 3 in the last 5.
I know, man. And that one was big.
Yeah, it was. Here's 18. Thank you, 18. Does this prove to everyone even more now, players execution-wise, there is a human element. These guys are not robots and do everything right all the time. They have internal conflict just like a job. Correct.
Absolutely, 18. Man. And when your boss makes your job harder, conflict becomes more accentuated. That's why you're trying to not have conflict in your locker room.
Yep.
It's a tough enough business, man.
All right, here we go. Here's O. Jones. What's up, brother? I won't say Barkley is washed, but he's deaf in his own head. He's making unnecessary moves before hitting the gaps. Tank gets in there and gets an easy 6 by just going north to south. Yeah, and Tank's making some guys miss, too. You'd be surprised.
I like him, but, dude. Did
you get all the supers from when your guests were on?
Yeah, I did.
Walkel, you got this one. Dan, thank you for getting Angelo on. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
I did not get that one.
Bill, thank you, my man. Appreciate your support, Bill. Here's King of Kings. If we get rid of AJ, then I would not extend Hurts. We can get the same production from a rookie quarterback and receiver and put that money on O-line and defense.
Okay.
It's fair. The organization's probably had that thought as well, as much as the noodles in the chat won't want to hear it. Why the hell is Bigsby getting 2 carries a game? It's a fair question. Because they're paying Saquon Barkley $22 million.
I think you may see some increase in volume. Surely there's going to be a conversation. I mean, we're now going into week 13, dude. That shit's over with, Zander. Is there something wrong with Barkley? Is there something wrong with the whole fucking unit? Absolutely here.
All right, I think you might have got these, but everyone continues. Did you get this one? Take a shit on Brian Johnson. He had a top 10 offense that year and still got scapegoated.
Yep.
All right, how about when Angelo was on? I think you got all those.
Yep.
All right, we got a couple more here. El Rodriguez says you cannot pay $250 million to a quarterback that can't make up for deficiencies on your roster. These coaches aren't dumb. The guy is just limited. That's the truth.
Absolutely. Hey, just so you know,
30? You want to take a 30?
Yeah, I want to do a 30. I want to do a 30.
I got 4 more. So take a 30.
Let me do a 30 here. We'll come back and finish it up.
Yep.
Hey, real quick before you get back into this. So I talked to Mike Cardano. He invited me and he said he'd credential not only me, my wife too, because my wife's a producer for the Super Bowl. And you know what? Kim and I were like, it's a drive up. It's not, we'll drive up. So I mean, what do you think? You want to get credentialed to come out?
muted it for the spot. My bad. Yeah, no, I mean, look, if they're in it, I'm in there, and maybe we'll go anyway. Maybe we'll go and get some interviews anyway. That would be pretty cool to do. And they got a great set, sports.
By the
Grid,
way,
so
my wife grabs everybody. I mean,
I know, I'm sure she
get
does.
everybody on all the shows, right?
Here's Cal. The Eagles are big brother. They like to silence you. Very correct.
I agree, man. Well,
Mills says it. Great game. AJ got his stats though. 8 for 110, touchdown. LOL. Yeah, Mills, and they had a 21-point lead when they threw him the ball. Stop throwing him the ball.
How would you like to be AJ and not have a throw the entire rest of the game? I'm not sure that's how he wants to look at that. Hey, I got my targets. I'll take the rest of the day off. No way.
Now, here come the comments that he won the Super Bowl MVP in February. Oh my God, these are the funniest comments. He's a Super Bowl MVP. All right, is he? That happened in February, dude. It's fucking November. I don't really give a shit about February anymore. I don't look in the rearview mirror all day. I know you guys do, and you jerk off to it like weirdos. Theodore says, Dean reminds me of Sam Mills, Mighty Mouse.
Sam Mills is a great player.
Yeah.
Great player. Was cut numerous times, Zander. Played in the USFL. I think Vic had him. In the USFL. Then he had him in New Orleans.
Yeah. Here's Ryan. Last one. If we lose to the Bears, how long before we start hearing from players other than AJ? It's a fair, good question. Probably not. Because they'll scapegoat.
Oh no, that's right. You'll hear them after the game, but they'll walk it all back by Wednesday.
Yeah, because or else they'll get cut or traded or whatever.
Isn't it great? One thing about JAKIB, the only place in Philly where you hear the truth. I mean, dude, really. But guess what you're starting to hear now? You're starting to hear people chirping about Patullo and AJ. Because they see right now, writing on the wall right now. You and I have been talking about it for months. Like 4 months we've been talking about this.
Oh, man, these fans. I love you, Philly, but holy crap. This fan base is, man, they're.
One more loss it'll take.
And I don't know I don't think anything will break these people, man. I really don't. These people got Jalen Hurts his balls so far in their mouth. It's I think disturbing.
Don't you? But didn't Wentz have them too?
Yeah, they did. He did.
These people will turn on you like Judas turned on you know who.
By the way, I did the same shit when Wentz. I had a video. I recorded the video before I ever did content. I was sitting in my apartment in Houston. I wanted to start making content in a different area. I have an old video on my computer. I never posted it anywhere. I still got it. I'm wearing an old school Eagles hat. I'm like 20 years old. And I made a video saying after week two in 2020, I said they got to bench Carson Wentz. He looks like shit.
Big Z.
It's funny. Wait, real quick. I was talking to my brother, and my brother, obviously, he's like, what's going on? How was your week? I'm like, it's all good. Everybody's mad at me because I was a little tough on Jalen Hurts this week. He's like, you've been a Jalen Hurts fan since you were like 16 years old. I'm like, I know. I went to college with the guy. I loved him my whole life. He's like, I know. That's weird that people think you're a Jalen hater. I'm like, they don't like to hear the truth. I'm honest.
Nope.
All right, brother. Good show, man.
Hey, I will see you tomorrow, my friend. Hey, by the way, tomorrow, Coach will be on, and Howard Eskin will be on tomorrow. How's that for you, man? We got a big week set up.
And then we got that Friday game with Thanksgiving on Thursday, so it'll be interesting. But all right, man. Appreciate you, Sills.
Got you, bro. I'll see you in the morning, man.